Properties of fibers. Properties of fibers affect the properties of fabrics. Fabrics which are made from strong fibers will also be strong. The understanding of properties of fibers will help understand the properties of fabrics and be able to choose appropriate cloth according to chemical composition and molecular alignment. Physical structures of fibers include length, size, or diameters, shape or crosscut, surface of fibers, and wave of fibers. Length of fibers affect the properties and usage of textile products. 1. Staple fibers. Natural fibers except silk are staple fibers, such as cotton, kapuk, wool, etc. 2. Most of filament fibers are man-made except silk, which is a natural fiber. Size of fibers. Fibers which have a large size are rough and hard and provide more strength to fabrics than those of small size. Fabrics made from small size fibers have more density and are soft to touch as well as easier to make a shape. The sizes of natural fibers are not consistent. However, they have more density, which results in better quality. Measurement units for density of fibers are denier and tex. Denier is a unit in grams for mass density of fibers which are 9,000 meters in length. Fibers which have lower denier will have more density than higher denier fibers. Tex is a similar unit for measurement as denier. However, it is a unit for measurement of mass density in grams of fiber which are 1,000 meters in length. Denier per filament is a density measurement of a yarn which have more than 2 fibers. Generally, fibers for clothes are 1 to 17 deniers, whereas fibers for carpet are 12 to 24 deniers. The same size of fibers may not be appropriate for the same usage. The shape of fiber surface. The shape of fiber surface affects the luster of a fiber, the feel of the surface, and the catch of stain. The wave of a fiber helps increase the pull between the fibers, tolerance of friction, flexibility, and elasticity. It also keeps warm. Chemical composition and molecular alignment. A fiber consists of a large number of molecules called polymers. Polymers originate from an alignment of smaller molecules called monomers, which are linked by chemical bonds from synthetic process called polymerization. The size of polymers depends on the length of molecules. It can be indicated by the number of monomers in that particular polymer. Therefore, in the production of man-made fibers, fibers should be drawn from spray head in order to increase the crystallization by orderly aligning molecules in the same direction as the inlay core of the fiber. This process is called stretching or drawing. Properties of fibers which affect the properties of fabric are as follows. 1. Appearance. The external appearance of fabric is a factor used by consumers in the decision to purchase appropriate fabrics for usage. It can be seen from luster. It involves the amount of light reflected on the surface of fabrics. If the amount of reflected light is higher, the luster is also higher. This property of fabrics depends on the characteristics of fiber surface, yarns, additional substances, and the structure of fabric. Silk has high luster because silk fabrics have smooth surface and continuous length. To choose which level of luster of a fabric depends on the usage of that fabric. The drop weight of fabric. The fabrics which have good drop weight will look soft and be easy to shape in a particular figure. However, fabrics which have low drop weight are harder. This property also depends on the density of fibers, characteristics of yarns, and structure of the fabric. Texture. Texture of a fabric depends on the smoothness of the surface of fibers and yarn. Moreover, weaving and decorating also affects the texture of fabrics. Touch surface. Touch surface involves the feeling when touching the fabric. Each fabric gives off different feelings of cool, warm, thick, thin, slippery, or soft. This property also depends on the surface of fibers, yarns, and structures of the fabrics. 2. Tolerance. The tolerance of fabrics affects the useful life of products from the fabrics. Tolerance of fabrics also includes tolerance of friction and tolerance of tension. Tolerance of friction is the ability of fabric to tolerate rubbing or friction, which always happens during the use of textiles, especially clothes. It also includes the ability to fold or curl without tearing. Tolerance of tension is the ability of fabric to tolerate tensile force. The strength of fabrics depends on the characteristics of yarns and the shaping of fabrics. 3. Comfort. It is a feeling of the wearer who feels comfortable wearing textiles in different activities and environments.